Good morning, everyone. Rose Coleman coming to you live from my craft room here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. A few minutes late popping on here. I had to run up to my printer and get my printout for the Global Design Challenge for this week. Excuse me. It is hashtag GDP294. That's the challenge for this week, and it is a sketch challenge. And sketch challenges are one of my favorite. I love a good sketch because it allows me to look at the sketch, look at the picture, and it doesn't have detailed information, right? It just has shaded areas where you would put your greeting and where you would put your images, and you get to pick the colors. You get to pick. Good morning, Joan. Thanks for joining me. Good to have you with me. A sketch challenge, you get to do whatever you want. So it's, you know that you're not copying anybody, that it'll be your own original artwork if you use your own supplies and your own stamps and your own paper, and you can put your spin on it, right? So that's what I love about a good sketch challenge. And the Global Design Project is my favorite one to play with every week. They have a new project challenge every Monday. So you can set up an email notification whenever, Monday morning, they will send out an email with what the challenge is for the whole week. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Terry. Thanks for everybody that's popping on. I appreciate you being here. Hi, Maureen. Good to see you. So challenges are great, right? Sometimes it's copy the artist. You can look at what the artist has designed and you can pick the layout that she's used or the colors that she's put together, or he. Can't forget our masculine stampers. They're out there too. We have lots of very talented masculine stampers in the Stampin' Up! World, and I love to see what they create as well. Brian King is one of my favorite masculine stampers, and he does great projects, both feminine and masculine, right? So this hobby is for everybody. Young, old, in between. I've done kids classes with kids as young as 5 years old, and mom and kids classes with kids even as young as 4 years old. There's so many possibilities for stamping. Anybody can do it. And actually, my son, he works in a nursing home and he's a recreational therapy assistant. So he does all of those fun programs with the seniors. And I was talking to him the other day about my retired supplies. And I actually have some ink pads that I'm going to make sure they're nice and juicy. And I'm going to put some stamp sets and some punches that have retired in a big basket. And I'm going to give this to him to take to work. And he can use that in his, with the seniors and see how they like it. And if they like it, then I can keep him stocked. I know I can keep him stocked with paper, designer series paper and all that stuff. And hopefully the seniors will enjoy it. So it's my way of giving back and helping Andrew and helping the seniors, and that's what it's all about, right? Sharing the joy of stamping. Okay, I'm going to put my coffee down. I'm going to flip the camera. I'm going to share this week's Global Design Project Challenge with you, and I'm going to share with you what I'm using because the dies that I'm going to use today are 25% off, so you got to grab those while you can before they sell out. Okay, lots of stuff to share today. Here we go. I'm going to flip you around here and point you at my work surface. Here we go. And I'll get you all straightened up here. Let's see, maybe I should raise up a little tiny bit. Okay, so here is what I ran up to my printer to get, the Global Design Project. If you go to the blog, this is the blog header. It looks like this. And every week, the project challenge of the week, it will be at the top. And this week, it's a sketch. So it's like this. So we're going to play with angles today. Angles are very challenging. You love stamping with your granny. Yes, I think the seniors will like it too. I want to share for sure. It's not about getting payment for that or anything like that. It's just about sharing totally. And those seniors, how much fun will they have when they get to make simple cards with stamps, ink, and paper, and then they can give it to their family members, and Andrew can help them mail them, and it'll be just surprises all around, right? So I get butterflies in my stomach just thinking about it. Okay. Let's look at this challenge. We're going to do some angle cutting today. I'm going to share some simple tips on how to get this sketch to work for you. And you could totally take this sketch. You could turn it if you wanted to. I'm going to do it. I am actually going to turn it. I'm not going to do mine landscape. I'm going to do mine portrait. So I am going to bring in a stamp set and die set that is leaving us, guys. The Shark Frenzy is leaving. And the dies are on sale for 25% off. The dies are on sale for $25.50. You get all of these beautiful dies here. You can cut out the shapes ahead of time. Like my favorite way to cut out the sharks, cut out the shape and then stamp on top of them because they are photopolymer. Here's my little shark on my punch or on my stamp here. And I've gone ahead and cut out my shape. So I like to get it prepared ahead of time. That's the beauty of having photopolymer stamps is you can do that. Now the dies are 25% off. I think they're great. They have so many little fun details. We have the greenery here, the underwater greenery. We have the bubbles, which you could use on any card. Like the hats, the little bow ties, the little purse, the eyeglasses, all this. And even these two dies here are fantastic, right? We've got the waves here and this like a little swirl. It's perfect. Look at the little fish. So grab those dies, excuse me, and the stamp set. Yesterday I went through the catalog here and showed you page per page what is on sale and what is leaving. So this whole bundle is leaving. It's retiring. I'm so sad. I've had so much fun playing with it, and I think it's a really cute set to have in your collection. You got all these words here, and yeah, and the dies are 25% off. Okay, so let's see if we can do something with the Global Design Project Challenge. So I have a piece of basic white that measures 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it in the middle at 4 1/4. Actually, this is the thick basic white. Okay, so on a nice thick card base. Then I have brought in a piece of Pale Papaya Designer Series paper. So our 6 by 6 packs of paper, we have new patterns in this new catalog. So this is our in color collection here. Here's this. This is the soft succulent Pale Papaya, and I'll flip through. We have our polished pink soft succulent, and look at that, the fresh freesia. Oh, I love that color. And then we have the Pale Papaya here. And last but not least, the Evening Evergreen. So we have new patterns for the 6 by 6 pads. Now you can get this in the ink colors, and you can also get packages of these in the regular color families. Okay, so for my color scheme today, I'm using Pale Papaya and Soft Succulent. And what else do I have here? So I have pieces of those. I have 2 pieces of basic white that measure 4 inches by 1 inch. Okay, and I'm going to use these to do my angle cutting. And I want to share with you how I'm going to do that, because that's the feature, the focal point of this card is this angle cutting, right? So I'm going to bring in my paper cutter here, and I've got some little scraps hanging out. So I've got it, it's 1 inch by 4 inch. I'm going to put it into the trimmer. I'm going to line up the corner piece with the track, and this corner over here, I'm going to line that up with the 1/2 inch mark. So the corner in the track and the other tip is touching the 1/2 inch mark. And I'm going to cut. So then I get that angle. Now to get the same angle on the other side, I'm going to take my cardstock and I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side, making sure that I've got the angle pointing in the right way on this side of my paper trimmer, coming in here, lining up the corner in the track and the other corner on the 1/2 inch mark, and we'll lower down and cut. So that is how I'm going to get the exact same angle on both sides. When you line up the points in the exact same places, there's no choice but to be the same, right, on both sides. Okay, so if you want a deeper angle, you would just alter how, like where you're putting that corner over here. So the corner always goes in the track, and the other corner touches whatever line. Just be consistent on both sides, and you should be fine. So I'm doing 1/2 inch. You could do 3/4 of an inch. You could do a 1 inch angle if you wanted to. So let's flip this one, because the sketch shows we have 2. So see how, excuse me, I was going to put this in and I was going to put it this way. Now that would not work. That would give me two angles that are going like this. I want my angles to be parallel. Oh, I remembered that from geometry class. So I need to flip this over to make sure that my angle over here is going to be the same as what I'm cutting here. And that it's just really simple. It's not complicated at all. If you grasp that simple concept, you can cut angles till the cows come home and they will all be the same, okay? So there I've got my 2 pieces that are all angled, that are both angled the same way on both sides. So let's do some stamping on these pieces. Geometry, yes, I know, Renee. Okay, so in this stamp set, there is a really fun background stamp. Do, 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 do. That's the song, and my friend Jen sent me the link to it. 'Cause I could not, when I was doing my whole week of featuring Shark Frenzy, I didn't know what this song was, right? And she sent me a YouTube link, and it was so hilarious. It is a funny song, and it stays in your head when you hear that song. So we're going to stamp that up here on this one, and I've got it on my block here, and I'm going to use Soft Succulent. And we're going to stamp. So I'm just going to sit down here, and I'll try and talk as loud as I can. I left my AirPods upstairs again, but I hope you guys can hear me. I'm going to do one over here, and I'm just going to continue on off of my cardstock. And I'll do 2 layers on this one. We'll see how this looks. So going off the cardstock, and then lining it up again. So it's kind of like a continuous thing. So there's one. Now, down on this strip here, I want to use the words Baby Shark. So I'm going to stamp those words with Pale Papaya. And we'll see how this looks, because I haven't made this card before, so totally winging it here this morning. I'm just going to do, you know, Baby Shark, because I think the words to that song are Baby Shark, do, 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 do. I'm not going to sing. I will spare you that, especially early in the morning. You don't want to hear me singing. I'm going to do random words all over here. Let's do another baby down here, another baby up here, and let's see, maybe a couple little letters up here. So there we have just like random Baby Shark words here. Hooray for winging it. Yeah, we'll see how it turns out, right, Renee? Okay, so I've got those strips done, and I have naked white edges, and I'm not happy with that. So let's bring in some color. Let's bring in our finger daubers. So I have my finger daubers here in these little boxes. Just gonna grab them and just add a little bit of color to the outside of these. So I'm gonna do this one with my Pale Papaya. And of course I could have used my brush, my blending brush too. I could have grabbed that. That's within reach. So between blending brushes and finger daubers, I've got all the tools here to add color to the edges of my cardstock. And I just like how that softens it up so nicely on the edges. Okay, so then you can see the difference, right? This one is not sponge and this one is, and I really like the look of the sponging. So let's grab the one for my Soft Succulent, and we'll do that as well. Come on in here, we'll just add that ink to the edges. Come all the way around. And these little finger daubers will last you a long time. They are super strong and resilient. I designate one for every color, and it works out perfectly. You can wash them. You can pop them in the sink and wash them if you wanted to, if you just want to start off with 5 and see how it goes, but you're going to love them. Okay, so I've got my 2 angled strips. That is the focal point of my card. We're going to just set my ink pads off to the side here. So the Designer Series paper, I've cut it to be 4 1/4 by 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to put that onto my basic white layer here. It's going to be my background piece. And let's grab the glue. Oh, they're both nice. I like this side, and I also like this side. I think I'm going to have this side showing. Decisions. When you have double-sided paper, it's hard for me anyway to make decisions, because I often like both sides. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so let's put our Pale Papaya paper. Pale Papaya paper. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of P's, you guys. Okay, we're going to put this down on here like that. Now, let's bring back the sketch. So the sketch shows the angled strips going this way with a greeting like that. Okay, so let's see. Will this work? So if I put one there and one there, I think this will work. I think it just might work. Okay, so let's put those on dimensionals. Bring in my dimensionals here, and we'll flip this over. And I think I'm going to put quite a few. I'm going to put 5 dimensionals on each piece because I don't want these to sag down in the mail when I mail them off. So I could have done 3 across, but I really want it to stay up, popped up. Nice. So we'll put 5 dimensionals on here. These are only a penny each, you guys. So, you know, I'm using 10. So it's like 10 cents, right? Not expensive at all, but it really does add to the wow factor when you add dimensionals and you pop up your focal points. Okay, so we've got this. So we're going to put this one right here. Yeah, I'm just going to put it on an angle like that. So whatever angle I did the top one, I'm just going to follow that angle with my bottom one here. I'm going to come kind of close to the other angle like that. I like it so far. Okay, so let's set that aside for a second, and we'll bring in our shark. And I also have a bow tie. I love these little bow ties. And then, so that I can see where I'm stamping, I just got my little piece of silicone mat here. I've got my shark, and I've got my bow, the little photopolymer stamp mounted here. And we're going to stamp with Memento Black. All right, so we're going to ink up the shark first. And then I use the silicone mat as a background so that I can really see, because white on white is really hard, for me anyway, it's really hard to see. So I like to have that background, the different color. So there's my shark. Yay, so funny. I love the little smirks on their faces. These little sharks are so cute. And then I'll stamp the bow, same way. Photopolymer, you can see exactly what you're doing. Now, the stamp set also has, it's a 2-step stamp. So I stamped the outside of the shark. Now I can go ahead and stamp the inside with the solid stamp. Let's grab that one. It's right here. Okay, so grab a block and we'll pick that one up. And, you know, you could totally do a, this can be for a boy or a girl baby. I'm just looking at this now. I'm putting a bow on it, so it is going to be a girl. So I'm going to stamp my shark with Pale Papaya, but you could totally do a soft succulent shark as well. So with this stamp, same thing. We're just going to hover over top of our image here. And when we've got it lined up, we just stamp straight down, straight up. And there we have it. Pale Papaya. Now it may lighten when it dries. And then we're going to put the bow on her head. So cute. Let's put a little dab of glue there. And we'll put that bow on. And then she's going to go on the front of the card. But I'm just going to leave it to the side for now. I do have a piece of the Soft Succulent Designer Series paper. And I went ahead before I went on camera here, and I cut out some of the greenery. So there's 2 dies that cut out the sea greenery. There's the solid one, and then there's the outline. So I can use both of them, really, or you can just use one. And we can put those, I'm going to use both. Why not? Have a double image here. So I'm going to put them on here, and then I'll probably put her there. I'm not sure yet because I haven't made this card, so I'm just going to lay it there for now. And then let's get the other parts. So I have baby shark in the background. And then I have this stamp that says, I love you. I love this one. So I've got some scrap paper. I'm going to stamp that with Memento. And this piece of paper is a little too big. Let me grab a smaller piece from my scrap bin. Take a look at my scrap bin. I have all these little pieces in here. And I want to use a small piece. Okay, there's a small piece. So I'm going to ink up my stamp with Memento. We're going to stamp on our piece of basic white, like that. And I'm going to bring in one of my favorite punches, the double oval punch. And I'm going to punch out the I love you. So that's why I wanted a small piece of cardstock, because I only wanted to come in down here on the bottom portion of my punch. I didn't want to have to waste the top part. So there's my I love you. And I'm going to do a background with the Designer Series paper. So I'm going to come in here. I'm just going to put the paper in the spot on the punch that I want. And I'm going to leave my lines going up and down like that. And that's going to be my background for my greeting. And because I've sponged everything, I'm going to sponge this as well with soft succulent. So let's grab the little finger dauber, dip into the soft succulent, and then we're just going to add a little bit of color to that oval. There we go. And we'll add a little glue, put that onto the scallop oval. I love it. So I love these greetings. I have to hold on to this stamp set. It is so much fun. Okay, so that's going to sit, where should that sit? Right here. Let's see. I want to follow the sketch, and they have the greeting kind of going across the bottom like that. So I could pop it up. Could put it right down here in the corner and just leave it like that. Could do it, you could layer it like this, like that. What do you guys think? Should I stick to the lower corner, or should I center it more over the stripes? What do you guys think? I'm gonna let you guys help me out with this one. Like that, lower corner, or should I bring it up here and put it in the center of the card and then put the baby right there? All together in the lower corner. Okay, thank you, Renee. All right, so I'm gonna put dimensionals on my scallop oval like this. It's a group effort, you guys. When I wing it, I have often asked for your help because it's like, sometimes you're just not sure, right? So I'm gonna put the baby right there. I like it because you can see more of the stamping that I've done, right? You can see the baby and the shark. Okay, so let's put some glue on our little greenery pieces here. We don't need a lot of glue. Oops. Just gonna add some to the thicker parts of these leaves. And yeah, even the outline one, I can just go into the thicker parts, and we'll just go ahead and put these down. I'm gonna lower them down like right there, I think, like that. And we'll put another one right beside it, like so. Overlap them a little bit maybe. Oh, I want the word baby to show. There. Okay. Stick, stick, stick. Okay, got that. And then we're gonna put the baby right there. Okay, I think that'll work. And to make sure that this baby shark is on the same plane, I'm gonna put a dimensional right in that little gap there, so that we don't have parts of the card higher than the other, because that can be not very visually pleasing when you've got some that are really high and some that are really, you know, not so high. We want to have it all on the same plane. So what do you guys think? Do you like that? I'm loving this card. And you could totally change up your color scheme and make it to be a boy card. You could do blues, you could do pinks if you wanted. I have another scrap of the same designer series paper that when I trimmed the 6x6 sheet. So I'm just going to put that right in here on the inside of my card, because you don't want to waste it, right? And we want to tie the inside to the outside of the card and make it all match. Whoops. And that just flipped over on me. I guess I'm putting it up here then. Okay, well, we're just going with it. I was going to put it at the bottom, but I flipped it over and it had glue. So we're going to stick it right there. Why not? Okay, baby shark, I love you. And then you can put anything on the inside, but I think I'm just going to leave the inside blank. And then this can be a congratulations card. It can be a shower card. It'll probably be a new baby card for a brand new mom or dad. And I'm going to now also we're not done until we embellish, right? And we have new in color embellishments that have all of the new in colors. So we have the polished pink, pale papaya, evening evergreen, the soft succulent, and fresh freesia. So I have pale papaya going on, so I'm going to use some of my pale papaya bling, and I'm going to add some of those to my card. So I'm going to add one down here, one big one, and then maybe two little ones. So I'll put one right there, and I'll put another one up in this portion of the card. Just kind of spread them out a little bit, makes them more visually pleasing. So what do you guys think? I'll bring back the sketch. there's the global design sketch for this week, GDP 294. This is my interpretation, my first one. You can do multiple times. You can play all week long and submit all your entries to the Global Design Project. And you don't have to have a blog. If you're on Instagram, you can also post your card on Instagram, and you can use the hashtag, and then they will see it, and you can play along with the challenge. So that is my card share for you today with playing with angles. Angles can be challenging, but just what I would recommend is to practice on scrap paper, right? So if you have some old cardstock that you're not using, it doesn't even have to be cardstock. You can practice with computer paper just to kind of get your angles right and just go with it, right? So here we go. Oh, I'm going to flip you around. It's Wednesday, hump day, middle of the week. I hope you guys are going to have a great day today. It's going to be super hot again here in Calgary. Probably going to head out for my walk before it gets too hot here. And I hope I've inspired you to pull out your stamps, ink, and paper and to make a card today, and to check out the Global Design Project because it's a great inspiration. Take care, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock right back here. Bye-bye.